In November of 2017, a YouTuber named John uploaded a terrifying video titled "Scariest Thing I Have Ever Caught on Camera" to his channel Exploration Unknown. John's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often shares footage of him exploring various abandoned locations throughout North America. In this particular video, John chose to explore an abandoned farmstead located somewhere in the United States. According to John, the farm stretches over 100 acres of land, but has been abandoned for a considerable time. Since then, it has been rumored to be haunted, with multiple reports of ghost sightings and other bizarre occurrences. Despite all of this, John decided to investigate the farm at 3 in the morning. He began his exploration by venturing deep into the woods to locate the abandoned farm. As he walked toward the location, John noticed that the area was overrun with overgrown trees, and the various structures appeared severely damaged, with some on the verge of collapsing. This suggested that the farm had been abandoned and neglected for a significant amount of time. As John continued his exploration, he moved from one area to another and noticed all the machinery and equipment that had been left behind. However, while investigating one of the sheds, that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
I'm not gonna lie, that really freaked me out when I first saw it. Which is weird because it's like somebody's jacket just hanging there. This old barn garage. Oh wow. That actually still got, oh wow. It's unopened motor oil. That's really cool. There's a bunch of cans up here. This is probably not the safest structure to be inside of right now. It is all collapsed everywhere around me, except there's one little spot I'm in. Here's what I want to show you guys. Okay guys, what is here in front of me? The 1953 5-window Chevrolet 3100. This is my dream truck. This is the truck I want.
As John walked into the garage, he noticed several sealed cans of motor oil lying on the shelves. Outside, he discovered an old 1950s truck, suggesting that the owners must have suddenly abandoned the farm. This detail was particularly alarming, given that the farm is rumored to be haunted. However, as John made his way toward another part of the property, his camera captured something that completely changed the course of the investigation.
Okay, there's the old barn in the woods. This is actually a thriving farm at one point. Still a pretty solid looking old barn, except for that corner. I just love being out in the woods at night. Something really freaking cool about it. Okay. Something really freaking cool about it.
If you look closely at the moment when John walks out of the barn, you can clearly see a woman with long hair, dressed entirely in white, standing beside the trees and staring intently at him. However, John was unaware of her presence and continued to explore the farm for an additional 10 minutes. Fortunately, he did not capture or encounter the woman during that time. It wasn't until he returned home and reviewed the footage that he noticed the woman staring directly at him. The woman's identity remains a mystery, along with the question of whether John's experience that night was paranormal, especially considering the farm's reputation for being haunted. However, since John has not provided any further updates regarding the woman, this mystery remains unsolved.
Oh God, someone's right out there. What do I do? Oh my God. He had something in his hand too. It must have been a gun.
This right here is a YouTuber named Jared Coker, who in March of 2022 uploaded a video titled "Caught and Arrested at an Abandoned Factory" on his channel Jared Coker Urbex. His channel is dedicated to exploring abandoned locations, and he frequently uploads footage of his disturbing encounters while visiting various abandoned places across the United States. In this particular video, Jared explored an abandoned pet food factory located in Wichita, Kansas. At the start of the video, he climbed through a window to enter the facility and showcased the various machinery and equipment that had been left behind. While exploring, he did not encounter anything out of the ordinary and seemed to be entirely alone inside. However, about 15 minutes into his exploration, Jared spotted a red car approaching the factory and entering through the gates. This is when things started to take a very disturbing turn.
Uh-oh. There's a car right there. Oh, they're out of their car. Oh, they're coming in the gate. They're coming in the gate. On second thought, I might just want to wrap this up a little quicker here. I want to see where he goes, though. Yeah, if I'm going to leave here, I'm going to need to know exactly where he's headed towards. He's really coming all the way in here. He's opening the second gate. Now I'm really concerned. He's gonna go around where I can't see him. Huh. I really do gotta get out of here now. I don't like that.
After observing a red car go through both gates, it's evident that the man intends to enter the factory. In a state of panic, Jared searches for a way out of the building without drawing attention. Unfortunately, the car drives around the building and goes out of sight, implying that the man could suddenly appear and confront or ambush Jared at any time. However, Jared spots the man and realizes he is holding a firearm as he approaches the main entrance.
Oh God. Someone's right out there. What do I do? Oh my God. Was that a gunshot? I think it was. He had something in his hand too. It must have been a gun. I can't see him anywhere. Now we're going back down to the first floor. No, don't make sounds. No, no, no. The worst thing is I don't know where he is. I've got several different possible ways I could get out of here, but I don't know which side he's on, so I don't know which sides to avoid. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think we just have to go for it.
After hearing a loud gunshot, Jared made every effort to escape without attracting attention. Unfortunately, he couldn't find a proper route to escape and decided to leave anyway. After climbing out of the window he had entered earlier, it seemed that Jared had successfully avoided the armed man. However, just when he thought he was safe, the man ambushed him.
Whoa, whoa.
Stop right there.
Whoa.
Who else is with you?
Oh, it's just me. You scared me to death.
Okay. Get over there now.
What?
Sit down. Give you handcuffs. Put them on. Got it? Either I can put them on or you can put them on. Take your pick. Okay?
What's gonna happen?
What's going to happen is the police is going to come and then you take your name and they'll get you for criminal trespassing. It's nothing these days. A lot better than me, isn't it?
Was that what I heard?
Yeah.
What you at?
See people like down. If they run, you there you go. Don't you see like something says a use of deadly force? What do you think that is?
I thought that was kids spray paint.
No, that's me. Nobody else is with you, right?
No, it's just me.
Okay. I just don't want, you know, they say wait, they scare me, I'll in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's life. We'll get in a little red car, let's drive up here, send everything out, police will come, and they'll give you a little ticket.
An armed individual suddenly appeared out of the bushes, just when Jared was about to leave. The man took Jared hostage and demanded that he put on handcuffs. Disturbingly, the man even casually stated that he would have Jared if he had attempted to run. It's hard to determine if the man was mentally stable, which is extremely alarming given that he was armed. At one point, the man ordered Jared to enter his car, and Jared complied out of fear. Although he didn't record that moment, Jared later updated his viewers and mentioned that it took the police nearly 2 hours to arrive. When the police finally came, they noticed 2 kids approaching the factory while they were investigating. Shockingly, the armed man threatened to them if he saw them inside the factory, right in front of the police. Unfortunately, this threat became a reality. While Jared was being taken into custody for trespassing, the police received a report that the 2 individuals had been shot at the factory. The man was later arrested and identified as 62-year-old Ken Thomas. Despite at the 2 kids, he was only sentenced to 2 years of probation. Since that day, Jared has not returned to the abandoned factory.
Little table there with a few bits. Up in that wardrobe.
I'll just leave him for you. Get out! Yeah.
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man.
And this is why I'm going to show you something that you've probably never seen before in a video. I've never come across it. I've always been worried about something like this happening, and then it did.
In February 2020, a YouTuber named Rhythm Rider uploaded a video titled Exploring the Saddest Abandoned Time Capsule House featuring his exploration partner Jay Clarks. His channel mostly features him exploring various abandoned buildings across North America. In the video, Rhythm explores a house once owned by an elderly woman who had sadly passed away. As he navigates through the rooms, he noticed that most of her possessions remain untouched, suggesting that the house has not yet fallen victim to looters or squatters. The calendars they discovered show that the house has been empty since August 2018. However, only a few minutes into their visit, Rhythm and Jay stumble upon something deeply sad and disturbing.
And as you can see, this is a time capsule. Everything is left behind. Things are a bit of a mess. There are squirrels in here. When we came up to this place, we knew there was something special about it. We didn't realize what we were going to find. It's pretty disturbing, pretty sad, but it's part of the story of life, and we really wanted to show you guys this. So The calendar here is August 2018. As I was saying, guys, the woman that lived here, she was a feisty lady. She had lots of hobbies, including knitting and all sorts of stuff.
The two explorers find a variety of items such as beautiful tableware, silverware, woven tapestries, and a fully stocked bar. Intrigued by everything they have found, they make their way upstairs. This is when they find something truly disturbing.
And this is why I'm going to show you something that you've probably never seen before in a video. I've never come across it. I've always been worried about something like this happening. And then it did. When we walked in here, we took a few steps in the door and we saw this on the ground. Now, for those who can't figure that, figure out what that is a body stain. And you can see right there, there's a walker. So, unfortunately, it seems that the woman who had lived here had taken a bad fall, landed on the floor, and that's where she expired, unfortunately. It's extremely, extremely sad to us. It's been one of my biggest fears, and it took us a long time to get in, to actually figure out what we're gonna do here. You know, despite it feeling weird, we figured we still need to tell the story because this is a good reminder to everybody that you need to check on your loved ones. It seemed this woman had passed and was laying here for God knows how long before she was found. So check in on your loved ones, guys.
In the middle of the hallway, a body stain lies next to a walker, indicating that the elderly woman likely suffered a serious fall and was unable to get up. Tragically, she passed away and her body decomposed before anyone could reach her. It's truly heartbreaking to witness the circumstances of her passing. Later in the video, Rhythm delivers an important message to check in on your loved ones whenever possible, as no one deserves to pass away in such a manner. Since 2020, neither Rhythm nor Jay have returned to that location.
There's someone there. Someone there. Just like, let's see what it is. It might be. You might need help.
Hello? Hello?
What?
In May of 2024, a YouTuber named Chris Hill uploaded a chilling video titled Terrifying Encounter at Night to his channel Urbex Hill. Chris's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he frequently documents footage of his bizarre encounters while exploring various abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Chris decided to explore an abandoned school known as Robert Fulton Elementary School, situated in Cleveland, Ohio. Constructed in 1929, Robert Fulton Elementary School was a prominent educational institution in Cleveland. The school was dedicated to providing quality education to its students and offered a diverse range of educational programs that catered to the unique needs of its student body. However, over the years, the school faced a period of decline due to a combination of factors. As a result, the school was officially shut down in 2013. After serving its community for 84 years. Since then, the school has been completely abandoned for almost 13 years and has become a hotspot for criminal activity. The neighborhood itself is considered one of the roughest areas in Cleveland. In the video, Chris set out to explore the school alone in the middle of the night. It's important to mention that this wasn't Chris's first visit to the school. He had indeed explored it 3 years prior, and during that visit, he had a very disturbing encounter. Despite this chilling encounter, Chris returned to the abandoned school to investigate whether the man he'd encountered before was still living there. As Chris stepped inside the school, he immediately noticed the poor condition of the building and mentioned that the structures inside were even worse than what he'd seen before. As he explored further, he started walking into the room where he'd previously seen the man hiding, but this time he didn't encounter him. The first few minutes of his exploration seemed to be going smoothly, as he didn't hear or see anything unusual. It seemed like Chris was completely alone inside the building, as the man he'd seen before had probably left by this point. However, just moments later, as Chris was walking down the hallway, that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
I heard something. Oh shit. You hear that? I thought I heard somebody walking. It sounded like somebody was in there walking and talking. That freaked me the out.
After Chris heard someone talking on the lower level, he initially hid inside one of the rooms, but after hearing the sound of footsteps, he built up his courage and eventually went downstairs to investigate their source. However, as he investigated one of the rooms, that's when he made a shocking discovery.
This place is horrible. Oh, there's bats. Oh shit.
If you look closely at the point when Chris looks inside the room, you can clearly see a reflection of a man's shoes as he tries to hide. This detail is particularly alarming given that Chris was chased out of the school during his initial visit. If he encounters the man again, things could escalate quickly, as squatters or homeless individuals are known to be hostile towards unwanted visitors. But Chris was completely unaware of this detail at the time. It wasn't until he reviewed the footage later that he saw the man hiding inside the room. Chris, oblivious to the man's presence, continued his exploration and started walking into the basement. However, just as Chris entered the basement, he suddenly heard a loud banging noise, and that's when things started to take a turn for the worse for Chris.
What the hell was that?
After Chris heard the loud bang, he placed his camera on the table and began clearing the path to investigate the noise. During this time, his camera captured a man walking away from him and hiding in the darkness. But again, Chris was completely unaware of the man's presence and was still trying to investigate the loud bang he'd heard earlier. However, while investigating the noise, that's when Chris encountered something that sent him running out of the building.
All these desks behind. Somebody's down here. Oh, shit. I hear somebody talking. Somebody's down here.
According to Chris, when he noticed the man holding the flashlight, he also noticed him holding a firearm in his other hand. Chris, terrified for his life, immediately ran out of the basement, and that's when the man started shooting towards him. Fortunately for Chris, he managed to run away from the man just in time and didn't get hurt or injured during this chilling encounter. It's still unclear who this man was, along with what his true intentions were, but based on his appearance, it's very likely that this was the same individual Chris had encountered during his previous visit, and based on the man's actions that night, the man was probably a squatter or a homeless individual who didn't want Chris inside the building. During Chris's initial visit, the man screamed at Chris, which sent him out of the building. When Chris went back to the school, the man at first hid from him in various rooms. However, when Chris still didn't leave, the man revealed his presence and started shooting, forcing Chris to run out of the building once again. Not only did Chris leave, but he has not returned to Robert Fulton Elementary School in Cleveland since that night.